All right. Hey guys. Hi guys, welcome. Hello and welcome to this Periscope. Amanda, I have not been Periscoping a lot. I don't know. I think I went through a little, hi Meg, Bethany. I think I went through a little Periscope fatigue. Did that happen to anybody else? Hi, Deshelle. Oh, hi, Ashley. It's my cousin. My cousin who lives in Florida has popped on. I don't know if this topic's going to interest you a whole lot, Ashley. Thank you, Kate. All right. So I thought I would hop on tonight. It's been a while, really, since I've been Periscoping regularly or keeping up. Oh, yay, we love soccer in this house. Or keeping up with the Bravescope topics. And this is actually one of the Bravescope topics from last month, from March. So I am a little behind. But I did think I would pop on and talk about it because I have 4 kids. So activities, thanks to Shell, activities is a big deal around here, kind of managing all that. So I just thought I would kind of share how we do things around here. But of course, keeping in mind that one thing I have found, I wrote down, I have found that there have been no rules about how to manage it, because every time I make a rule, there's an exception to it. And then there's really not a rule at all. So I'm just going to explain how it's worked in our family. But, you know your family, and there's so many things to consider when you're thinking about kids and activities. And that includes your budget, which is different for everyone. That includes your temperament, which is different for everyone. Some people can run themselves ragged in a car all day long, running kids around, and it doesn't run them ragged. It doesn't bother them at all. They are happy to drive kids all over the place. I am not that person, but I'm also not on the other extreme. A lot of people need a lot of downtime at home. So you kind of have to know yourself. And for me, when I'm thinking through all this and I look at our schedule and I look at what the kids want to do and what we're scheduling, yeah, you kind of have to know yourself. I think about the health of the whole family, not just the one kid involved, but how is this going to impact me? And how is it going to impact my husband, who actually is probably the one more involved in volunteering in the activities, like coaching the soccer and leading at the Boy Scouts. I'm more of just the transportation. I don't do a whole lot of the activities with them. So I just think you have to look at the health of your whole family. That's one rule I haven't let slide, is just make sure not one person is going to be feeling a little crazy or taken advantage of. Like my 13-year-old who's often left home with the kids when we're running people around. You know, I don't want to take advantage of her either. Okay, that being said, the first thing I'm going to share is an idea that I loved. Thank you, Ashley. That's my cousin. But we don't do. But I really thought this would be awesome if you could swing it in your family. Way back in the day when I first started blogging, so this would be 8 years ago. Yeah, me too, Kate. I read a blog called Scribbit, and it was a woman who wrote and lived in Alaska. And she had 4 children. And what they did for sports is they picked a family sport every year. And the whole family did it. So one year they all did skiing. And one year they all did rock climbing. And one year they all did hiking. So they were able to approach it where the whole family was involved in the sport. I thought that was brilliant. It has never worked for us. My kids are kind of already in sports they really love, and they don't want to give them up to do a sport as a whole family. So it didn't work, but I wanted to share that idea because it might spark someone out there who's never thought of it, that it might work for your family. Because I thought that was really cool because it kept the whole family together, but it also still allowed people to have something that kept them physically active and that kind of thing. So that was just an idea I heard, but it just didn't work in this house. Yeah, I loved it. We just went rock climbing me and the 4 kids, and I would love if we could get them to drop all their sports and just become a family of rock climbers for a year, because it was fantastic, but they don't want to do that. I'm going to dim this light. I feel like I'm getting leashed out here. Okay. All right. So I'm back. A little less glaring in my face. Okay. So I was going to say, one thing we did is we sat down and we kind of talked about, like, why are we doing sports? Like, what is our goal with this? We really didn't have any goals for college scholarships. So we wanted to figure out, like, what is the point of this? Because we want to keep that in mind when we're making decisions. And we just kind of talked about how we like our kids being part of a team. The socialization is great because they are homeschooled. So getting out with peers their age who aren't homeschooled is really good for them. And then establishing lifelong fitness for all of them. So that's something else. We just kind of keep those 3 things in mind that we're trying to establish for our kids, and that helps us as we're making decisions. So you might sit down if you've never done it and ask yourself, why are we doing these things? You know, why am I running kids to stuff? Because it kind of helps when you have the vision of what you're trying to do. That being said, the first rule I was going to have was that with 4 kids, everyone could be doing one thing. So they needed to pick what their thing was, and one thing per kid, and that would be it. But then we already started running into problems. I wanted everyone to take piano, at least 2 years of piano. So everyone takes it at like 8, 9, and 10, or 9, 10, 11. But they didn't want that to count as their thing because that wasn't something they picked. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that can just be under school, and we'll count sports separately. I see people hopping on and off. Am I having a bad internet connection? I didn't check my Wi-Fi before I hopped on. Is it breaking up? Okay, you know what? I'm going to hop on and I'm going to hop off and fix the Wi-Fi, and I'll be right back.